Week 9 of the college football season is upon us.
Gosh, this is the worst. It's week 9. It's gonna be wrapping up soon, and I'm really really sad.
It's okay.
Um,
Just wait till bowl season.
I'm getting I'm getting preemptively depressed. Uh, Even though we're like a solid,
And you're a fan of the number 2
yeah,
team in the country, and you're depressed.
yeah, man. So this week, do you have any particular matchups that you're excited to watch or anything like that?
Yeah, we're the return of ranked on ranked matchups this weekend. We didn't have any last
Oh,
weekend.
thank Christ.
First noon, the big noon game on Fox is number 6 Michigan at number 8 Michigan State. Pretty interesting game. I'm definitely going to be watching it. I'm not sure how entertaining it'll be, but it's definitely got some pretty severe implications. Not severe. Severe is a bad word. It's got some implications. Important implications coming from this game. Any thoughts on Michigan State as a Michigan fan?
And I'm sorry, Brooks' Uncle Tom, who is a giant Michigan State fan. I think Michigan is the better team here. If I'm being just based off recruiting, I think Michigan's the better team here.
Coached.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with this. But in this particular environment, I think that Michigan comes out on top. If I had to just tell it, but that being said, Michigan State fully could go in and win this game. This is a fully winnable game for Michigan State.
It's at home, so.
Yeah, it's at Michigan State, so that alone helps. I think it's going to be a really boring game, if I'm being honest.
Going to be a lot of running the ball and a lot of defense.
Yeah, definitely. My next game, I have Iowa at Wisconsin. Also, I don't want to talk too much on it, but that seems like an interesting matchup in the Big Ten West.
In the same realm of Michigan at Michigan State, that it's not going to be pretty to watch, but it's going to have some implications.
Yeah. Texas at Baylor.
I'm very excited about this game.
I think that's going to be a really fun game to watch. I think it's the game that could get Baylor. Is Baylor already ranked?
Yeah, they're number 16.
Okay. All right.
They've only lost once this year. It was to Oklahoma State, I think. I think Oklahoma State beat them.
That sounds right.
But that's it.
It sounds right.
I've really fallen in love with this Baylor team. I like David Randa as a coach. I think when we talked State of the Conference in the summer, we talked about Baylor. I was high on Dave Aranda and thought he would have a good season. I'll go back and check the tape on that, but I'm pretty sure that's.
We could. I think he potentially could be a great name to throw in the hat for that LSU job.
Yeah, he is former LSU assistant, second year now at Baylor. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like
my next one that I have. It's not I don't know why I have it here, honestly, because I think for sure Pitt wins this game, but also Miami at Pitt. Last time that they played at Pittsburgh, Miami, it was when they had it was the 2018 season when they had the first year with the turnover chain. Yeah, the U was actually back. They were
number 2 in the country or something.
Yeah, and then Pittsburgh beat them.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see if Miami
revenge game.
Yeah, I'm curious to be hey, maybe Miami is just angry enough. But I don't think Miami has the talent to beat Pitt at this point. Pitt's playing pretty good.
I will say this. Manny Diaz, the whole gripe with him from Miami fans was yeah, you had this great recruiting class last year and the year before, but you're still playing all these seniors and these older guys, and they were really wanting them to play the young guys. And he started playing the young guys, and they beat NC State, which is a ranked team and a good win. So maybe if he continues to play the young guys, I don't hate what I've seen from their quarterback, Van Dyke, I believe his name was. But I also love what I've seen.
Notre Dame quarterback name. That does not sound
that's a Wisconsin quarterback name. That is a Wisconsin quarterback.
Not a Miami quarterback name. That's a dangerous
It's
Miami quarterback
100%.
name.
I didn't think about that until now, but that is 100% a Wisconsin quarterback from like 12 years ago.
Yeah. That's like a let's play at noon in the cold
Yep.
kind of
Who you got
quarterback
starting at
name.
quarterback? Oh, we got Van Dyke back there.
Like you feel confident, but not that confident.
Yeah.
You hope you have a good running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that kind of name.
It's the kind of game that's going to be won in the trenches.
We have the world's largest outdoor cocktail party this weekend, which apparently they've changed the name to, but I'm still going to call it that because you're not going to find a better name for that.
Yeah.
Georgia versus Florida in Jacksonville. I mean, obviously,
what kind of chance do you give Florida?
So here's the thing. If you believe in superstition, there is a path of people that say that Atlanta Braves fans and Georgia fans cannot be happy at the same time.
Okay.
And the rationale from that says that when Atlanta has made it to the World Series, Florida has won against Georgia.
Oh, really?
It's like, if you look at it, it's like quite a few of the years that Atlanta has the World Series.
Like in the 90s. That was the last time. They were in it like every other year in the 90s.
Yeah. So like that's something that we saw with
so the reason I asked was because I was thinking about putting Florida or Georgia on upset alert this weekend. It wasn't really for any reason in particular. It was more just a gut thing. But after hearing what you just said, where anytime the Braves are in the World Series, the Florida beats Georgia, that makes me want to officially lock it in. I'm putting Georgia on upset.
Why don't look up the years that the Braves have made the World Series.
Oh, I don't even have to do that. I can do that off the top of my head. It was 99, 96,
hold on.
95, 91.
All right, give me a second. I'm pulling up the Florida versus Georgia Winsipedia page. By the way, Georgia leads this series 52-44.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the full list of games, getting that pulled up. Which you're gonna have to give me a minute to load. Okay, so we're looking at what years?
1991. The Atlanta Braves lost to the Minnesota Twins in the World Series.
Yeah, so in 1991, Georgia lost.
In 1995, the Atlanta Braves won the World Series over the New York Yankees.
Georgia lost.
1996, they made the World Series, but they lost to the New York Yankees.
Georgia lost 47-7.
1999, the Atlanta Braves made the World Series and lost to the New York Yankees.
Georgia lost 30-14.
How about that, dude? Lock it in. Georgia's on upset alert. I might throw a little bit down on Florida money line.
This is just it's one of those coincidence things that you're just like,
You can't ignore it.
No, you can't. You cannot.
Another game I'm looking forward to this weekend. Ole Miss at Auburn. It's a pretty important game.
Yes, I have that on my list too.
It's a pretty important game for the eventual fate of who's going to be the challenger to Alabama in the SEC West Division. Obviously, Ole Miss already lost to Alabama, but they only have one loss in conference. And then Auburn has one loss in conference. Or do they have two? No, they have one. They have one. They have one loss in conference. So whoever wins this game is still going to be in the hunt for the SEC West.
Yes.
And whoever doesn't is probably going to be out of it. So
I would tend to agree with you on that.
I got four more I want to hit on. First, Penn State, number 20 now. Penn State, after their worst football game I've ever seen played, lost to the Illinois Fighting Illini, and they're playing at Ohio State.
Illinois bred Bama.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna lose that game.
I feel like Penn State always plays Ohio State tough, like no matter what.
I mean, they do, but like I just don't. I mean, they think the thing is Penn State thinks that Ohio State is the rival, and Ohio State like doesn't think about Penn State.
No.
So I mean, yeah, it's like they're all, oh, it's a big game, but it's not really, you know. A couple I'm just gonna run through. Purdue at Nebraska. I think that's actually gonna be like a decent matchup.
I
Just of two
considered
bad
Purdue
teams.
plus 7.5, but
Florida State at Clemson. That's gonna be a game of like two really disappointing teams.
Teams that used to be good like 10 years ago.
Yeah, Duke at Wake Forest. I'm rooting on the Fighting Deeks. And then North Carolina at Notre Dame were some of the games that I like just highlighted that I would kind of want to keep an eye on.
North Carolina Notre Dame is one I have for sure. Honestly, this could have been like top 5 matchup in a different reality. Like,
yes,
especially with our preseason expectations of North Carolina, we were expecting them to be in that top 5, top 10 discussion. And
yes, I agree.
Even though I was down on Notre Dame to start the season, most people were fairly optimistic about the team. So compared to where,
which they still don't look bad.
No, I don't love them, but
I still don't love them. But like I'm still rooting for them to like win every game.
But not for Notre Dame. That's selfishly for you.
No,
as
fuck
UC.
Notre Dame.
All right.
Yeah.
My last 2 games that I have are the late games. UCLA is playing at Utah. That is a big one for the Pac-12 South division. Those are the two favorites at this point for that South. And then Fresno State's playing at number 21 San Diego State. That's a fairly big one for the Mountain West Conference. So.
Yeah. So is it bad that I care way more about the Mountain West than I do about the Pac-12?
Mountain West is so much fun.
The Mountain West is a fun conference.
They got so many quality teams. Like they have a couple really, really good teams, like San Diego State, and I think Air Force is a really, really good team. And like Fresno State upset UCLA earlier this year, so like they're a pretty good team. So like they just got a lot of quality teams that are fun to watch. Boise State's in that conference, and like nobody could care less about Boise State this year. So.
Yeah. So I have like one, and it's not a game that actually matters, but I kind of want to talk about it. I mean, it's a game that matters. It's Cincinnati's game against Tulane. I saw some reporting that
Tulane's feisty.
Tulane is feisty, but I did see some reporting that Tulane will be playing their starting their freshman quarterback.
Oh, that scares you. The unknown scaring you?
Wait, say that again?
Is the unknown of a freshman quarterback scaring you? Like, he could be great.
No, because he's playing out of necessity, not out of like he won the starting job, and he's only ever played 2 downs of football in NCAA.
In his life? Oh, okay.
In NCAA. And I just think that UC's defense is really good. Like, I'm feeling good that they could like win by a lot here.
Cover the spread.
I'm hoping they do.
It's pretty high.
I feel comfortable. This is probably actually the first game that I feel comfortable saying, yeah, I could see them winning by 24.5.
I've been really sneaky with it. I haven't actually been making it one of my bets. I don't think so. I did make it this week, but I've been riding UC unders for a while now, and it's been cashing in. Other than the UCF game, I think it was, and then there was another one they went off for like 50 points. But every single week it plays. Their defense is that good, and I think that offense is a little shaky at times. And
at times, offense still is in the top 10 in scoring in the country.
Yeah,
just saying. Good. I know it is against suspect teams, but
they're not great.
I would agree.
All right, that's all I had from the preview of this weekend. So enjoy watching the games this weekend. Go check out our best bets episode. We'll give you our picks, update our head-to-head matchup, but we'll talk to you next time.
Blessed.